to Albany, where we're going to be at. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, to Albany, where we're going to be at Farragut Park, where the Albany Alphas goes up against the Seattle Summit. My name is Marcus Baylor, and to my right is Wes Carey. How are you doing, dude?
I'm cool. I mean, this is my first FBA game I got to commentate, so I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, this is a very exciting time. This is actually it's been a very long time since I've been in the booth without Ryan, but you know what? I'm very excited to have you on. This is going to be a really exciting time here as we get to see both teams who are doing very well so far here in this season. And both of them are currently in the top five in their respective conferences when it comes to the playoff hunt.
That's very good to hear. They are 10-8, and to be honest, I was expecting a little bit more from these two because they've got some really good star players. I mean, they're doing well, but I mean, I was expecting a little better. But I mean, I suppose when you've got only like two really, really big stars in each team, it's kind of expected when you've got some really star-studded lineups here. I mean, Seattle have got Leon Delmont and DQ. Meanwhile, Albany have got Nikisa Cassius and Terry O'Toole. So those are some players to look out for, I would think.
Oh yeah, I think really the biggest question for both of these teams would have to be how whose bench is going to step up even more than the other because both depths have not really been um, haven't been as good as you would like them to be. But of course, having players like Leon and DQ on Seattle side, and of course Albany with Terry and Arquisa are really big gets. So it's going to be interesting how these guys are going to play off each other, especially here on the road here in Albany.
Very much so. It's going to be one of those really interesting matchups.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of Leon Delmont, we know that he's just recently coming off of that snout fracture injury, and he's now got that mask completely off. How do you think that's going to affect him really into this game?
Well, knowing how some players are in the FAFL with injuries like that, I expect him to be a little bit like shy of the ball coming near his face. So I expect him to be a little bit like cautious with how he passes and that. But if he's willing to go all in and if the adrenaline hits, I think we'll be seeing the same old Delmon, I think.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree with you there. I know Leon. When it comes to really any player, I know one time when I got had a little bit of an accident on the court with my face. I was very flinchy every time when a paw gets really close to me. So it's very understandable if Leon kind of struggles there in the little bit at the beginning. But I'm sure as the game goes on, he's going to warm up and really we're going to see him shine the most. Now, going into the Albany side, we've seen Terry really doing very good, especially offensively along with Narkisa. How do you think they're going to be able to try and outscore Albany as we know they have the onslaught of Leon Delmont heading their way?
Well, I mean, it's very simple. They're just going to keep scoring and just not stop because sometimes that's just the easiest thing. The best defense is a good offense, and I think that's what they're going to have to do tonight. Is that they're either I think they're just going to have to just keep scoring and just hope that they can get in front at the end of this because it's very hard to stop these two. And I think for what we're going to see, I think this might be a very high scoring game.
Yeah, we're definitely going to see as we are now starting to see both sides get ready to go on the court and get things started.
Okay, as we're about to get underway here in Albany, and we've got the throw up, and here we go, and Albany get the ball, and Williamson's got it, so good start for Albany there, but they gotta make good advantage of it.
Yeah, and right
And
now,
Williamson going for the three, doesn't get it. So Albany can't waste that first opportunity there, Marcus.
yeah, it's really interesting because I know that when it comes to the opening possessions, it's good to try and get some kind of flow going in the early on. Not able to make it here. It's interesting how we're going to see Callum really come into play with this being in the limelight.
Exactly, and Delmont gets first points of the game, so he's off to a good start.
Yeah, guys, Albany's able to take the lead, first one to make the score 2-0 as we hit the 11th minute. It's going to be quite the challenge for Colin to really go defend against Leon as we get a quick roll up, but no good. But O2 does get the rebound.
Steal by Kirkpatrick. Gonna have a chance at this. Gonna go for it, and he'll get it. And Seattle out to a 4-point lead.
Yeah, Wade's a really solid starter. He has been moved around a lot in, this season, but he's always been able to shine when he needs to.
Exactly, as Albany try to go for the first points, but they don't get it as DQ's got the ball, hands it off to Zoe Wild. Get a little stuck there. Gonna go for it. Shot clock coming down as she's trying to force her way through the paint, goes for it and gets it. Jeez, Marcus, this is a good start from Seattle.
Right now, they're picking on the young rookie in Callum, not really doing good defensively between Leon and Zoe. He's gonna have to find a way to try to contain that. They need to get an offensive score here.
Certainly, and I think to speak about Williamson there, I think it was the second basketball to geez, as I speak, as Albany get their first points. It was like the first, second basketball to get I believe the flag holding thing in the Olympics. I mean,
Ooh.
Geez, I'm kind of botching that up, but anyway, let's get back onto the game before I have another brain fart.
Yeah, Leon here with the really excellent dunk as he's able to really expose Albany in the paint. That's one thing they probably need to watch out for, is trying to find a way to defend well in the paint. And of course, Kiva tries to lay it up, but it's no good.
Certainly, I'm a little bit blind by the lights. I think what I was trying to say was that it's a big honor for him to have held it, because only 2 basketballs have held that during the Olympics. But anyway, on to the game here. And speak of the devil, Callum Williamson trying to come in for the point, passes it to Cassius, and going in and gets it. It's 4-point game at the moment.
Yeah, it's really good. They're going to have to be very reliant on their speed. We know with DQ and, Connor, they're both not really the fastest players on the team for Seattle, so they have to do everything they can to really try and contain them.
Kirkpatrick hands it off. Delmont's got it. Chance for another score here. And a shot clock violation here. That's not good for Seattle. That's... Ooh. Jeez, I really should have gotten that off a bit earlier, Marcus.
Yeah, Albany really did very well on defense because they know that that's been their biggest exploitation for Seattle, was going into the paint. So putting that up real quick, making it hard for Leon to take that, is really on them.
Soul hands it off and bounces out of the bucket again. Certainly been a little bit of an issue with Albany tonight with their scoring. It just seems to not drop in. As O'Toole goes for the 3 and gets it. Big play from Albany, back to 1 point here, and to be honest, that's a big play from O'Toole.
Yeah, they found a way to slow down Seattle after that offensive strength effect, as DQ laying up and then really trying to stop that little run. But yes, Albany's doing a very good job trying to slow them down after that 8-0 run.
I mean, O'Toole not wanting to lose any more bets here. I mean, we all saw his Twitter account when he lost that bet to Ash Van Zandt. I'm not going to repeat what was on it, but geez, it was a bit silly.
I'm sure everyone would like to forget about that. As we can see, Callum try to go for a teardrop, but it's no good.
Yeah, you'll want to forget that with a win tonight, I think. As, big play here from Seattle. Delmont again. Jeez. And I was saying I thought he'd be a bit shy after the face injury. No, he's been all in this game.
Leon Delmont going coast to coast, being able to go for that quick transition basket. We'll see how Albany responds here, as Callum going for his first 3, and it's good.
Good. Back to 2 points here. Delmont coming up the court again. Is he going to go for it again? Going to have to see. No, he's going to go back a little bit there. I'd be very cautious near there. Don't want to set up another foul.
Yeah, Seattle seems to try and slow things down, trying to find some opening within the paint, but he'd be able to see Kadonik is drawn for the foul, so Leon goes on the line for 2.
We're going to be seeing this, probably first 3 throws of the night, so let's see how they go. As Delmont gets ready. Setting up for throw number 1 here. And When's he going to go for it? He's going to go for it now. And that's going to go in. So first free throw on night is good.
But Leon Delmont, 95% free throw shooter. These are pretty much easy buckets for him.
Very much so. He's also leading the league in total field goals made per game, so that's pretty good. At least going to my notes, I think.
Yeah, now Seattle's up by 4. The Albany has been having a good chance of being able to get something going offensively. See if that continues here.
DQ with the rebound there. Coming in. Now, Seattle's going to have a chance to put themselves up by a little bit more here. As Delmont hands it to DQ, and up back to Kirkpatrick, back to Delmont. Having a bit of trouble here. They better get it off. They don't want another shot clock violation here, as Delmont comes in and misses. Jeez, that wasn't exactly a good string of players from Seattle there.
Yeah, I'm surprised that DQ did not take advantage of the size difference between him and that defender. He had a really good chance of just getting him out of there and going for the easy dunk.
As O'Toole gets another 2 points there, and Albany hanging with them.
And that's all you really want to ask for, because Terry and Narcisa are going to have to play their best game against players like Leon Delmont, who has really been an offensive onslaught with the former MVP.
Very much so. As Williamson coming in, is he going to have another shot at it? Yes, he is, and the scores are going to be tied.
Yeah, so far, Callum and Terry have really been the offense for Albany in this one. So we're now tied 14 apiece. We'll see if Zoe heading over to Delmont being able to try and get things down.
We got a foul here, reaching foul from Callum Williamson, as we're going to get some substitutes here.
Yes, and probably very important substitutes, as Seattle is going to try to find a way to try and contain Albany quite a bit, because they have really been on a rut so far this game.
Certainly, as Blake Kelly comes on. Very interesting character, as DQ, a bit unlucky there.
Yeah, and Albany have a chance to take the lead for the first time in this game. We'll see if they're able to convert in this possession.
Over field to Cassius. Cassius gets it, and Albany in front by 2.
Yeah, so far Albany's doing really, really well within the paint against guys like DQ. They need to find a way to try and plug that up real quick.
Certainly they do, as Delmont's got the ball yet again, going for it, and gets it, back tied up again. Just, jeez, really hard to stop Delmont at the moment.
Yeah, if you think that Callum being a really tough, really having a hard time, I can imagine Clover having a really difficult being charged in like that.
Certainly, as they're coming down the paint, Seattle gonna have another chance to take the lead here. As going in, here we go, and they get it. As Francesca gets them back in front. Very seesawing encounter at the moment, Mark.
Yeah, so far, it's been good for Seattle to try and stay ahead just a little bit here into this game. But they need to find a way to contain these Alphas on defense, especially in the paint, and that's not going to do it there.
And, jeez, good dunk by Johansson there as Delmont's got the ball. Hands it off to DQ. Can the big polar bear get something here? No, he cannot. That's another bucket missed by him. Just not having a good night in terms of scoring markers.
A very solid defense over there.
Very much so, as another missed bucket. And Delmont's got it. Jeez. Team's getting a little bit tense here. It's only near the end of the first quarter, so they better try and get something going here. As we get another foul here, Cloverfield with the reach-in foul. As both teams making changes again. With Muldoon and Ackerman coming on for Seattle, and by the look of it, Cash is coming off for Jackie Lemon on Albany. As Francesca gets the ball. Oh, steal here from O'Toole. Is this going to be a big play here? As he goes in, good dunk by Terry O'Toole. And Marcus, that was a great play.
Yeah, O'Toole really knowing how to use his paws very well, and that was a good example there. As Leon trying to go coast and coast, and it's no good.
Exactly. Jackie Lemon coming in for another one. Another great play by Albany on the defense.
Yeah, it seems like Albany is just thriving on going for those fast-paced break points, and that's something that Seattle has to find a way to contain somehow, and trying not to make those very costly mistakes.
Certainly is. Oh,
Oh,
great dunk by Ackerman. Great alley-oop.
yeah, Christina, the young rookie, being able to show her athletic ability.
Certainly, that's certainly a great play there. And Cloverfield going for it. Jumps out of the bucket, but Johansson will try and fix it up, and he'll get it, as there will be a foul and a free throw here. Marcus, I mean, your thoughts on the game so far?
I mean, right now, I'm very surprised on how well Albany has been doing in containing everyone in the paint, especially Leon, because Leon is known to be really good with his size, trying to go for those easy layups, as Johansson does finish the 3-point play.
Going off Delmont with the ball, going up court. Struggling to get through there, hands it to Kelly. Kelly gonna go for it and gets it. Much needed from Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle has to find a way to get that mojo back into this game. They were on fire in the early minutes of the first quarter, but now they're just trying to find a way to contain and really try and keep pace with Albany.
Certainly. Albany will put the cool down on him as Johansson gets another 2 points, and we'll get another free throw for it too, thanks to the foul.
Yeah, Albany really taking advantage of Seattle's lackluster defense. They have not really been known to be one of the best defensive teams so far into this season, and it's really showing here as they've been bullying the Summit in the paint.
Certainly, and you can really see it as Johansson misses the free throw. As Seattle really need to heat back up again because they're kind of struggling at the moment. As Francesca trying to go for it. It's getting forced out of the paint again, but Muldoon will get a good play there.
Really nice dish there for Seattle as they were able to get the easy bucket within the paint. That's something they have to take advantage of when it comes to the offensive side.
Very much so. They need to really keep the offense up as Johansson. Oh, almost a good play there, but just couldn't get it to fall his way.
Yeah, I was trying to look for... Oh, sorry.
Well, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're trying to go for that alley-oop layup, but it really was an awkward pass for him to really catch and try and get into there. Tough shot regardless, but it could have been a really good play to try to cut it down to one. But extend the play.
Very much so, as Seattle trying to get it back tied up, going for the 2 here, and they just can't get it to fall. Is Cloverfield coming up quick? Is this going to be another score for Albany? No, but it'll be another foul, and they'll get a chance at the... Is it at the 3-4 line? Will it be them?
Yeah, Albany Alphas are in the bonus, so now they'll be able to go for those 2 buckets. I mean, it would have been on the free throw regardless, as it was a shooting foul. But again, Albany has an opportunity to extend the lead back up to 5 as the first one is made.
Yep, first one's gone through, and chance for the second one to bring it up to 5 points with about 20 seconds left in the first. So we know shot clock for the rest of the quarter. As this is going to be interesting here. Albany likely to go with the lead at quarter time. So as they get the second free throw there, and this will probably be the final play of the quarter here with Seattle with the ball.
Yeah, it's possible. We'll see what Leon does with this rock here.
Certainly, as time is running out, they seem to be just buying the clock here. I don't know why they're going for it, but seems like they're going to try and do that. Going for the long shot, and does not make it, but I was not expecting it to. As we look at quarter time here, Albany lead by 5. Marcus, this has been a good first quarter.
Very excellent first quarter. That's something you would like to see for Albany, especially being able to lead up by 5 in the early going. They've taken quite the advantage here when it comes to the paint and really abusing the summit within that range.
Certainly, as we're going to get on with the second quarter here. Seattle with the ball. As Lenoka trying to go in, goes for the first point of the second and gets it back to 3 points.
It's a good
What do you
start
expect
here.
to see? What do you expect to see in this second quarter, Marcus?
Well, I'm interested in how well both of the second units for each of these sides fare into this game. As I've alluded to before the game started, both benches are not quite the strongest here. I mean, they have the star power up front. It's just really the question of how well can these second units really come to play, as they both are not known to be very good.
Exactly, as Cloverfield with the ball here coming up. Like, jeez, this has kind of been one of those games where, like, I mean, it's been kind of defensive. I wasn't expecting it to be as defensive as it has been. I mean, you'd expect it to be all-out shooting when you got Dalmont there and then you got O'Toole and Cassius, but both teams have been showing some good defense here.
It's pretty high scoring since both teams are really near the 30 points in the beginning of the second quarter. But so far, both teams really trying to do well in the paint, especially Albany. They've been able to get those quick transition points.
Certainly, they're really doing well in the paint out. So I think really if Seattle want to win this one, they really need to stop that. They really need to stop the Alphas really going up the paint like that, because that's really cost them at the moment.
The big thing is trying to find a way to slow them down and really try and make this more of a grind to get there, as Henderson gets his first personal.
Exactly. I think they really need to slow down the pace here, to be honest, because this is not suiting them as they go for the first free throw and get it. So it's really going to be interesting here. They really need to kind of slow this game down, I think.
Yeah, and they're trying to get more of an offensive power as Zoe Wilds come into the game now.
As Kelly going for the second one and gets it, and it's back to 3 points.
And that's one thing you probably need to give props to Seattle, even though that they have lost the lead. They still tried to stay into it, and of course, Liarki once again exposing the Seattle's defense.
Certainly another good play there from Albany there. Really doing well with those dunks and alley-oops.
It's really trying to really find that easy opening, because eventually it's going to get wide open for them within the paint. So it's taking advantage of those situations is why they have the lead right now.
Exactly. That's how they've got the lead here. As Seattle going for 3. Did they get it? No, they didn't. That was a 2-pointer. It's a bit hard to see the 3-point line at the moment.
The Pawns were on the line. It would have been fortunate if they were just a little bit behind there to get that 3. But any kind of offense is a good offense. Watterson's trying to find a way to get into the paint.
Yeah, Watterson trying to get to the paint there. I think this is the first time I've seen in this game as Albany get it back out to 5. Very, very much back and forth at the moment, Mark.
Yeah, and right now they need to find a way to really slow down Albany on the offensive side. They've been going toe-to-toe offensively as they make that miss right there, but they've been going toe-to-toe with Seattle offensively. He's just trying to find a way to get that defensive stop, that much important defensive stop to really try to take the lead back.
A good steal from Seattle there. Wilds to Kelly. Kelly gets it. Back to 3.
Yeah, very nice dish from Zoe to the rookie Kelly for the easy 2. Now they have to see if they can get another good stop.
Larson with it, hands it back to Lemon. And off to Henderson. To Watterson, he's going to have to go for it. And a foul there, and that will be 2 free throws for the fiancé of Furball champion Tyron Appleby. As he goes for it and gets the first one.
Yeah, right now, Albany taking advantage of the paint once again. It's really been the theme so far, is how well Albany has been able to take advantage of going for those easy buckets for 2, drawing the foul, going for those easy free throws. Because as you already know, this game, every free throw shot is important as the game goes on.
Certainly, it's really starting to pile up for Albany. That might get them over the line if they keep this up. So, SCL have got the ball. Savert trying to go for it, and another foul. Waterson with the foul here. And, geez. Waterson maybe not doing that well. I mean, he did get the two free throws there, but to give away that foul, that's a bit costly.
They really need to get it on the line. But this is the second time having a chance to go get some points on the charity stripe. So Albany's done a really good job trying to play some clean defense here. But
certainly, they'll need to keep this up if they want to win it. Savert going for the second free throw here. Gonna go for it. Is it gonna go in? Yes, it will. And we're back to 3 points again. It's been very much seesawing between a 5-point margin and a 3-point margin at the moment. So, very much both teams playing some really good basketball here.
Yep.
Jeez, another foul. Jeez, we're getting a lot of shooting fouls at the moment, Marcus.
Yeah, Kidane, once again, really taking advantage of that. Kidane, formerly a part of the Bangor Tides, now, sporting Albany colors, has always been a very solid starter for no matter what team he's on.
Certainly. This is back to 3 again, and I mean, he's not the only former Tide out there. Of course, Dalmont from the Tides before going to Seattle, so quite a few great players out there from the Tides, so to be honest, they have a pretty good talent factor, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Kidane is trying to lay it up, but it's no good. But Waterson does get the rebound. Let's see how well he does there.
Waterson gets another point there, back out to 5. As Wilds has got it. And, jeez, kind of being seesawing here again as looking to go in and in. They're going to go for it and miss again.
Yeah, that's something you really want to see so far for Seattle, as now we're starting to see Albany pull away from this game, 43-36. They're up by 7 now.
Up by 7 now. Albany seem to have the pace going their way. Seattle really need to start getting some scores here, and some big ones too. As DQ going for it. Much needed, but they're going to need a couple more, as Williamson's going to get the ball for Albany.
Yeah, I would imagine DQ will have to be the centerpiece when it comes to their offense, considering his size, being able to be the biggest one out of anyone in the court at the moment. He needs to be able to use that to his advantage, trying to get to the paint and maybe dunk first.
It's very much going to be the case there. I think DQ is going to have to be that cornerstone, I think. So, as speaking of the devil, here he is coming for it. Gets it, and it's back to 3 points.
Yep, and that's something you need to see from the Summit, trying to find a way to contain Albany offensively while also trying to take advantage of getting some points to really cut this down.
Certainly, as there's another foul here. Just Savert with the foul here. Albany going to get 2 free throws here. Is looking to go for it here. She's put it back out to 4 points here. Can they get this one? Yes, they can.
Yep, Viren Kivar, long time alpha. He's been through the ups and the downs. We'll see if he's able to make the second one. And he does just that.
Yes, they do, and it's back to 5 points yet again. Jesus, Seattle really need to start getting something going here before halftime. Later's got it. And trying to go for it. Hands it to DQ. Can DQ get something? No, back to Wilds. And the shot clock's coming down again. They really need to get something going here. And, well, that was a bit of a mess of a play there, Marcus.
And a little bit of a mess here for Albany is they almost lost the ball, but they're able to contain it. But right now, both teams really trying to find a way to get into the paint once again. And Calhoun hands it to Kidane, and they get a block. So both teams doing very well defensively in these last couple of possessions.
Certainly, it's getting very defensive at the moment as Seattle try and get the margin back to 3 points yet again, but they can't do it as the defense for Albany is just too good as O'Toole's got it. Chance for a score here. No, another good defense. This is very good defense here.
Yeah, it seems like a huge block party as we finally get some points on the board. This time with Seattle taking cutting the deficit down.
And the Alpha's taking the first time out of the game. And I think they kind of needed to really slow down the pace because that was getting a bit too quick.
I mean, the pace has always been slow, and it's just trying to find a way to get some offense going. As Seattle finally was able to get that score, it's just been block after block. I believe it was DQ and Kivar really trying to show how much they can. They're just done trying to get the. They were just basically done trying to get bullied into the paint.
True. As Albany get another one back out to 5. And Delmont has got the ball. They really need him to step up now and get some big plays done as DQ's got it. And, oh, God, that was not a good throw at all.
Yeah, getting guarded well there by Kadane.
Yeah, as Albany chance to stretch that lead out a bit as Williamson comes in. Jeez, you better get it, but jeez, the big DQ gets the block as he's gonna have a shot at it again. And hands it to Slater. Slater going for 3. Yeah, he'll get it, and it's back to 2 points.
Yeah, Slater wide open there as Seattle's able to cut the deficit down to 2. Really trying to see if they can take advantage here, trying to get a good stop.
And here's another shooting foul. As Albany will get the points now, a chance to get an extra point here on the 3 throw.
Yeah, Albany once again taking advantage of the paint. I've been saying this all night, it seems like. And Kivar really being able to show how well he can draw the foul as he finished the old school 3-point play.
And it's back to 5 points, and I feel like I've been saying that all night.
And I think that's a really good thing. Both teams trying to stay within the distance. It could be anyone's game, but right now, what Seattle needs to do is get those much important stops.
And yet another shooting foul. This is getting quite consistent. As Delmont chance for another one, and he's got it. Back to 3 points. And with 3 minutes to go, scores are 47-50 here in the favor of Albany.
Yeah, and I imagine Leon's going to be looked at quite a bit, trying to find a way to use his body, because with his massive size in the point guard position, it's quite easy for him to really go by someone to really go get those easy layups.
Oh, good out there. It's back to 1 point here.
Yeah, first time we got to see this going down into 1 since really the early goings of the second quarter. So now they have a chance to take the lead if they get a good stop here.
Certainly, they're going to make the stop here, and they do. DQ coming up court, gets to Kirkpatrick, to Slater for 3 points to take the lead, and misses.
Really a good opportunity for Seattle to take the lead there. Really good defense there by DQ on the other end. Try to go for an open Slater, just not able to get it down.
Certainly as Albany go for it, Johansson to bring the buffer back. Struggling a bit with good defense there from Seattle, but he'll get it. And it's back out to 3 points.
Yeah, going up against DQ one-on-one in the paint can be a tough ask for anybody really here in the FBA, but able to get it done there.
Delmont with a much-needed score there, back to 1 point. And Seattle just need a really good stop here, and they can perhaps take the lead going to halftime.
Yeah, right now they're going paw for paw so far into this game. They just need to get a good stop as they are double teaming at the moment.
Certainly good defensive showing at the moment from Seattle. Trying to go for a DQ, trying to make the stop, but can't, and Albany yet again get the space they need.
Yeah, Cassie is going for a nice drive. We haven't said her name too much so far into this game, but she is a really good to rely upon offensively.
certainly. As we're down to the final 45 seconds here in this quarter. Oh, out of bounds.
It's out of bounds, but it's still going to be Summit's ball as O'Toole was the last one to touch it. Kind of a little bit of a break there as it looks like that Wing was going to lose that possession.
Did look like it for a bit, but Seattle have got to make something happen here. Delmont outside the three-point line, going to go for it, and doesn't get it as Albany chance to make that buffer even bigger here with about 30 seconds left in the half. Can't get it down as, geez, we're getting a bit of a fast movement of play here at the moment. And looks like it with the final 15 seconds here. Francesca trying to make it 1 point going into halftime. She'll get it with 10 seconds to go. Albany going with it. Very much looking like it. About 5 seconds. 5 seconds to get a score here. As they'll get it with about 0.9 of a second to go. And we're into halftime.
Yeah, what a great shot there for Cassius in the final seconds. 57-53 is your score after the first half. Albany leading. They have led and never really looked back ever since taking it in the middle of the first quarter. As we're going to go ahead and stop by into looking at some stats as both teams go into their respective locker rooms. All right, now we're heading up into halftime here after a very excellent starting for both sides with Albany leading by 4, 57-53. And now we're going to go ahead and get into the stats as with Terry O'Toole with 7 points, 3 rebounds, an assist, and 1 steal, 3 for 8 so far in the field goal percentage. Baron Kiefer has 9 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and only 1 turnover so far. While Narcisa Cassius has 9 points, 1 rebound, and 1 assist. Perfect from the field goal percentage, 4 for 4. Really taking the time to take those shots as Callum Williamson, 50% so far with 7 points, 1 rebound, and a block. Kadane with 2 points, 5 rebounds, 1 block, with only 1 foul to his name. Johansson having with 9 points and 4 rebounds, 4 for 6 in field goals made. So right now, really good solid start for Johansson. As we go ahead and get into Ishijima with only 2 rebounds to his name. Cloverfield with 2 points and 2 assists. Lemon has 4 points as well. As we get to see a few bench players really trying to put their name in here and there. As we go ahead and continue on with Janine Henderson, that hasn't really done anything so far, as Liarki has 4 points and 1 assist, 2 for 3, and Cassius Watterson has 4 points and 2 rebounds. And now we're going to go ahead and head into the stats for Seattle with DQ, 6 points, 3 rebounds, an assist, a steal, and 3 blocks. Leon leading the charge with 16 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists, 50% so far in field goal percentage. Connor McQuaid got 5 rebounds and a steal, very defensive play for McQuaid. As Wayne Kirkpatrick has 2 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists. Not much going on for him. Zoe Wilds has 2 points and 3 assists and a steal, doing a little bit of everything so far into the first half. Blake Kelly with 6 points and 1 rebound. And Christina Ackerman with 2 points and 2 rebounds themselves, having 3 fouls, so they got to be careful there with Ackerman. Francesca with 4 points, 2 assists. Perfect so far for the field goal percentage. And Lanoka has 6 points and 1 rebound. Molden has 2 points and 1 rebound, while Slater have 5 points and 1 assist. And Severt only has 2 points. And that is going to be the stats of the first half. And we're going to hop into the second one.
Thanks, Marcus. Seattle get the ball off to begin the second half. Down, but not out at the moment. So they're just gonna have to kind of keep up with it at the moment as we get our first foul of the second half as Albany give one away there, and this will give Seattle a chance to kind of get the first score of the second half here as we see some highlights of Delmont for a sec.
Yeah, and that's really been the main key is how often are these teams are going to have to draw the foul with one another.
As Delmont goes for the first free throw and gets it, margin down to 3 points here. So Seattle off to a decent start here as they go for the second free throw here.
Yeah, if he makes the second one, he'll only be down by 2 points and have a chance to really take the lead if they're able to do so.
And he gets it, and it's back to 2 points. Seattle's still in this one as Albany get their first chance to score for the half. As they hand it off, O'Toole trying to go for it here. I mean, it's been a pretty close game so far, Mark.
Yeah, right now the big question is who's going to be the bend and don't break when it comes to their defensive efforts. As I said, we've alluded to, pretty much all game, both teams have really struggled to defend the paint very well. So they have to find a way to get those big important stops within that range to really get an extensive lead.
Exactly, as Seattle trying to go for it but miss. Albany have a chance to extend that lead here as O'Toole hands it to Kaivar, and a great dunk there. Great play by Albany.
Yep, what a fantastic way to transition from defense to offense as Kaivar is able to extend the lead up to 6, really showing the importance of getting those stops.
Exactly, as Seattle trying to go in for it, but another foul. This time Terry O'Toole gives away a shooting foul. And this is definitely going to be very interesting indeed, as Seattle are going to get another chance at the free throws.
Yeah, and Leon really taking advantage of the size that he has compared to a lot of the other players. I mean, essentially, for all the players that are on the floor right now, I believe he's pretty much, if he was on Albany, he would be the second largest player on the court right now if he were playing for the Albany Alphas at this moment.
Jeez, yeah, I mean, it tells you something about heights in the league and just how tall things are for Seattle. As Delmont to go in for the same free throw and gets it, and it is back to the margin it was before. I'm just trying to kind of remember.
Points.
Yep.
It's okay. I can't do math either.
No, I can, but when I'm just a little tired, it kind of doesn't help. But there's another one, and it is back out to 6. Yep, 6 points for Albany. As Seattle really need to start getting something going here, because Albany really having control of it at the moment as they give away another foul here. Just being pretty tense in defense at the moment.
Yeah, and that's kind of what you really need to do if you're Seattle, is trying to be able to, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And Leon Delmont driving into the paint, forcing fouls by these teams and getting those easy 2 buckets, it seems to be the way to go to stay in it.
Back to 4 points here as Albany trying to kind of go for it again. They've kind of had control so far in this half. So they go for another bucket and get it. Back out to 6. Marcus, it's kind of Seattle a little bit on the back foot at the moment.
Yeah, right now it actually just seems like it's Delmont versus Kaivar. Both of them have really taken advantage of going into the paint as DQ finally makes it, his first record of the second half.
That is good news for Seattle. They need him to keep dropping those buckets if they want a chance to win this one. As Albany trying to go for a bucket but don't get it. I don't think that would have been 3 points. I think they were just in for that one. But Seattle with a chance to make it 2 points at the moment.
Yeah, with that miss for Cassius, it was a really important one for Seattle as they try to go in within 1 possession, but DQ loses the ball there, and it ends up being an uncostly turnover.
Yeah, very good pressure from Albany there to pretty much force him into a mistake. So they're going to get the ball here again. Williamson Gonna kind of wait there for a sec. And Albany playing a very good game at the moment and applying a lot of good pressure.
And that's really what you need to do here with Seattle. Like, you basically have to go pound for pound as you get another quick mid-range basket for Albany. You have to go pound for pound offensively for this team because they will try and do their best to strike first. It's just that they don't like getting hit back. So you have to punch them in the mouth a few times if you want to have the opportunity to win.
Oh, it's all with a good layup there, and it's out to 8 points, and Albany seem to have a bit of a run on here.
Yep, and it has to have to deal with those turnovers. Those turnovers with Seattle has really hurt them so far, which got them into this run for Albany.
Exactly, and if I'm Seattle, you're going to really want to put a stop to this run, otherwise you're going to get blown away here, because there's nothing worse than playing a team that is so confident that they've got a run on. So they really need to kind of put a stop to it before it's too late.
Yeah, and they're just that.
Does Albany go for another bucket and back to 8 points?
Yeah, and right now with the fact that they have this extensive lead, they can't take off they don't want to necessarily take their paws off the gas pedal, but they do have to make sure to keep those good defensive stops that they do there.
Exactly, as they're going for the 3 points here, Albany. And they get it, and it's out to 11 points. Seattle in quite a bit of trouble at the moment.
Yes, Albany taking the first double-digit lead in this entire game, and we get and I believe Cassie has swatted it away from Wild, and she gets to go laying up and in, and just like that, they're up by 13.
Gee, Seattle in a huge heap of trouble there, 13 points the margin, and they're going to take the timeout, which is really necessary for them because it was really getting out of control there, Marcus.
Yeah, it was just some sloppy play there from Seattle, from really DQ falling onto the ground, losing the ball that way, to the botched shots being made for the end of being into quick transition because of sloppy transition defense, and of course with the strip ball from Cassius, just in that previous possession.
Exactly, and Seattle really needs to rebuild their confidence here, otherwise it's going to be completely shot for the rest of the game. So they're going to get a few quick buckets here, I think. As Albany get the steal here, Williamson trying to go for 3 and misses.
Well, not too fond of that play. I think he probably should have just waited for all of his teammates to come in with him to get some kind of developed play going. And that might come to...
Yeah, that might come to bite them, as you were going to say.
Yeah. And they did bite him just there.
Exactly. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that either. I think he probably should have tried, got a bit too cocky there, as Albany have the ball back here. Williamson back with the ball. I hope he tries something different here. Yes, he's going to. But Albany kind of struggling here as the shot clock's coming down, and I don't really know what they were trying to go for there.
Yeah, they could have a chance for Kadani to go for something, but there were a lot of players in the paint. And Kirkpatrick going with a slammer.
Good dunk by Kirkpatrick.
Yeah,
this just comes up with the ball. Up steal here, Wilds. Chance for a shot here. Gonna go to Lenoka. Lenoka misses.
Could have really had an advantage of really cutting the deficit down to 7. But right now, Albany's not doing so hot either offensively.
Yeah, after that great run, they seem to have gotten a little too cocky with it, and because of it, I think they've lost a little bit of confidence here. So it's really, time is going to tell here if they can rebound from that, or if Seattle can get back in this one, as she's another missed bucket, but Kirkpatrick up for it, but it's going to be 2 3-4s here.
Yeah, I think that was the best case scenario for Seattle, well, for Albany, since they messed up trying to get that crucial rebound. I really don't think it's a confidence thing, but I think it's more so because of the flow of the basketball. Like, we're going to have cold streets for both teams who are there. It's what you have to make it up on it once you get out of that rut.
Exactly, and jeez, bad pass there, and the Alphas are going to get that ball back.
Yeah, they're lucky to have the ball back because that was wasn't really a good pass whatsoever, as it hit the back of a defender.
Exactly. Exactly. That was a terrible pass, if I do say so myself. And we've got another foul here. Reach-in foul from Muldoon. And Albany are going to get the ball back yet again.
Yeah, this time with a reset shot clock this time around. And that's not really a smart foul there if you are Seattle. You really want to have a good chance to put them in the defensive effort. And they almost had a chance. They almost bit the dust there with that possession.
Exactly, as Seattle have gotten the ball back yet again. Currently a 7-point margin. Seattle kind of being slow here, but they're going to kind of speed up the shot clock, but they get the bucket there, and it is a 5-point margin.
Yeah, and just like that, with Albany not being able to make any conversions so far, Seattle found a way to climb their way back into it after some sloppy play in the early going of the third quarter.
Certainly, we have seen it, and perhaps if Seattle could have gotten a few of those buckets during that cold streak from both of them, they might be even closer. So, as they miss the bucket again, Seattle with a chance to score again here. As Kelly comes in, trying to go in, and he's going to come in and try and go for it, and there's going to be a foul. Reach-in foul from Waterson, and these are starting to get a bit costly for Albany.
Yeah, now Seattle is in the bonus, so they'll be able to get these free throw shots for the rest of this quarter.
It's going to be a huge advantage for them, I think. As it's
Yeah,
back to 3 points.
Yeah, and that's really how things go with Albany getting cold. Now Seattle's starting to look for some strides.
They were hot a few minutes ago, but now they've got cold feet, Albany, as they're going to have to try and get this bucket. Otherwise, Seattle might get their own hot streak of their own. So it's going to be interesting as Waterson comes in and gets it. And geez, a 10-2 run in the past 3 minutes, Marcus. This is a team clawing back.
Yeah, Seattle really got hot at the right amount of time, and Albany having a chance to really find a way to stop this bleeding, because Seattle has now quieted down this crowd. They've been able to gain more confidence within the paint once again, and now they're getting those important fouls being drawn.
Exactly, as Seattle seem to have taken control of things a little bit here. So, as Albany missed yet another bucket, there has to be, like, they've missed plenty of buckets this quarter after that hot streak. It's just not been great from them.
Yeah, right now the second unit has not been very strong for Albany, while Seattle's second unit has been thriving, as they now only cut the deficit down to 1 point, 78-77.
Yeah, it's back to 1 point again. Seattle fully in this one. It is anyone's game at this point. Albany need to desperately start scoring, otherwise they're going to be left behind here, I think, because Seattle have all the momentum at the moment.
And Waterson's able to do just that. Third-year player, really trying to show his stride ever joining Albany.
Exactly, and seemingly a lot has kind of been a bit different for him this season. I mean, for one thing, he's been able to see like his fiance a lot more often thanks to the UFFL players strike, as Seattle get the bucket. So I think there's a lot more motivation for him this year, as Albany have the ball. Marcus, as we've got a foul here, Blake Kelly.
Yeah, a quick foul. They're not in the bonus quite yet.
Exactly, as Cloverfield giving it to Johansson. Kind of struggling there. A lot of defense on him. And gives over the turnover. And Lenoka coming in for Seattle. Driving up the paint. Going for it. Johansson gets the steal. And got a decent kind of run of play from both teams on defense. And missed bucket from Albany.
Yeah, right now some very sloppy possessions, really trying to take advantage of the fast break points, but they keep losing control just like that. Once again, Liaki with a steal this time.
Exactly, and they get the bucket they need, Albany, and they'll get another shot at this with a 3-throw.
Yeah, what a crazy chain of events these past few possessions on both sides. Both teams really wanted to take advantage of that fast break point, but they end up fumbling the ball each time, but this time Albany was able to get the final strike.
Yeah, and both with the bonus for the rest of this quarter, which is about 1 minute. So You're not gonna give away any fouls here, otherwise it's gonna be costly. As Albany gonna move up the paint again. A few missed shots from both teams here recently. As Cloverfield trying to go for it, but geez, completely misses it as Seattle get the ball back. And Slater going for it. Not a great shot either. Hits the backboard before it even gets anywhere near the net. So a bit interesting here. 35 seconds on the clock. And going for the shot, and Marcus big foul here, but it's kind of been a lot of missed buckets from both teams in the last minute or so.
Well, these past couple of possessions, it's really been the defense doing what they can to get those key blocks on both sides. It's really going to show how much they really want to emphasize the importance of really cleaning up the paint quite a bit, because that's really been the Achilles heel on both sides.
Exactly. It's been a lot more defensive this past minute or two. And it's shown as Albany get the second free throw, missed the first one. So with 30 seconds to go in the third, it is a 5-point margin to Albany. As Seattle have clawed back into this one after that hot streak in the middle of the third. Seattle are back in this one.
Yeah, and with Leon returning into the game, you're going to be looking at him probably trying to take over and really doing some damage to Albany and take over this lead.
Exactly. As Albany go for a bucket, it's going to be 5 points going into three-quarter time here, 81-86, unless they get a huge bucket here, Seattle, as they're going to go for it, and it misses as we're at the end of the third quarter, Marcus. Thoughts on that one?
Well, it's really been the challenge of the second unit for Albany, kind of slowing down there, as they are thankful to have the lead still only up by 5, but they have to find a way to really clean things up offensively for Albany after having such a hot streak. Because if they didn't really have that hot streak, they would be down by quite a lot.
Yeah, they would be. It kind of shows that they've had the hot streak, but besides that, they've kind of had a lot of issues there as they missed, they hit the rim of the bucket there as we start the fourth, as Seattle going for the first score of the quarter, and they miss again. Defensive pressure on very high at the moment, Marcus.
And I imagine that being the case as we head into the crunch time minutes in the fourth quarter. You want to do everything you can to try and prevent any type of scoring.
Exactly. This is the time where you got to really put your hammer down. You got to give it everything you got, because after this quarter there is nothing left. So you really got to put your performance in here if it's a close one. So definitely going to be interesting as Delmont has the ball at the moment. And Francesca gets a bucket there. Seattle with the first score of the fourth quarter. That's what they needed, Marcus.
Yeah, and it's a really important bucket for Seattle, and what a way to try and spark up your entire team, because this is a very hostile environment here in Albany. So you need to find a way to get some kind of energy going as you try and take this lead back.
Yeah, and Albany, a lot of good defense from Seattle as Albany have run out of time on the shot clock. They need to go for it, and of course they don't get it in, just a bit too far away on that. So defense really starting to reign supreme at the moment.
Ooh.
And McQuaid going for it by the look of it, as he's struggling to kind of get into position, but he tries it and doesn't get it. And Marcus, this is kind of getting really interesting at the moment.
Yeah, right now both teams really trying to find some sort of basket. They want to go into the paint, but both sides really plugging it up, trying to get some, trying to make some sort of wall. But now they're leaving some things open in the mid-range, and NCG is taking advantage of that.
Exactly. Albany back in front by 5. Seattle really need to start getting a bit of a run on here. Otherwise, they're probably going to run out of time here. It can't just keep being Albany scores, Seattle scores. Albany scores, Seattle scores. Seattle has got to get a couple of uncontested buckets here. So, going to be interesting.
Well, it just really goes to open up of how you want to be able to attack this team defensively as Alphas go for a quick timeout, as we're only under 9 minutes and 30 seconds in the game with 88-85.
Exactly. This is getting really close to the moment. A much needed timeout for Albany, as they're going to get the ball back here due to taking the timeout. So they're going to have to kind of get something going here because they have been a little bit wasteful in this second half. I mean, besides that hot streak, it's just there hasn't been much going down that bucket. So really got to get something going here.
You got to give props to the defense of Seattle, really trying to slow down Albany, and Albany was exposed at that time.
Yeah, they managed to expose at that time, but yeah, you do have to give huge props to Seattle here. They have really slowed this game down and have gotten back in this one. And if it wasn't for that defense, it might have been an easy Albany win. So you got to give props to Seattle.
Yeah, and I have to allude to really their size. They are the much bigger team compared to Albany, as I alluded to earlier. Out of the guards, Leon's one of the tallest out there, so you have to really pay attention to what this team does.
Exactly. I mean, this isn't a sport where the small guys can take marks off of the big guys. This is a sport where you gotta kind of contest them head on. So it's a lot harder for those smaller players to really take on players like Delmont and DQ.
And right now, the biggest thing is trying to rely on speed for the most part.
Exactly. They've really got to kind of be quick with this, as it's back to 3 points here. Kaiva kind of stuck there as Williamson's there. Seattle putting on some good defense here. Shot clock winding down as we speak, down to the final 5 seconds of it. They're trying to come in here through the paint, and going to go for it, and in a rushed attempt, does not get through.
Yeah, I believe he was trying to get some sort of ISO play going, but it didn't work out for him.
Exactly, as Seattle get the bucket, and it's back to 1 point.
And now we're back into the territory where Seattle could take the lead here. They have to pay attention to... They have to get... Really, this is a very important stop here. Sure, there's less than about 7 minutes left into the game, but it reads into crunch time, and they won't be able to get that there.
Exactly, as Albany get a much-needed bucket there to bring it back out to 3 points, but Seattle coming in strong at the moment as Delmont forces his way up the paint, hands it off to Wilds. Oh, almost going for the 3 points there. Side against it there. And we'll miss the bucket, Marcus. That was a bit indecisive from Wilds there.
Yeah, she was very hesitant at that moment. I think that taking that 3 wouldn't be necessarily bad, but when she saw her defender come up like that, she might have just wanted to instead want to go for a step away shot more so than a 3-point.
Exactly. I think a little bit of indecisiveness there did not help them, but Albany trying to put it away a little bit, kind of being a little too confident a bit as we get a foul here. Reach in. And Marcus, I think both teams probably have to just try and force their way through and take the shots close to the thing, because it doesn't seem to be like they're getting it from the 3-throw line.
Yeah, both teams have very similar styles. Their bread and butter is going for those drives and really going pound for pound within the paint. That's why the paint is being used so heavily on both sides. It's just that both teams are not being very well defensive either.
Exactly. I think really you got to keep going up the paint if you're these two teams. So as it's getting really close here with about 6 minutes to go, I think with the way this is going, we could potentially go into overtime here, which I'm pretty sure you do in basketball. I mean, the sport I'm from, we don't do that for regular season games. I'm just double checking.
Yeah, overtime is a thing here in the FBA, as we have a chance for Seattle to take the lead, but it's no good. But DQ cleans it up.
DQ gets it, and Seattle are in front. That might be for the first time this game, unless they got the lead very early on. I think Albany have mainly been in control for this game.
Yeah, this is their first lead since really early on in the first quarter when they had that when the run was 7-2. That was the score before they had lost that lead. As Seattle does get the rebounds, they have a chance to extend it here.
Exactly. Seattle have fought hard to get back in this one, and they are leading now with 5 minutes to go, so they're in the box seat. As they go for another bucket, they don't get it. McQuaid gets the cleanup, and will get 2-3 throws thanks to another shooting foul from Albany, really starting to cost them.
Yeah, and that's what you kind of want to see if you're a Seattle Summit fan. You want to be able to get some second chance point opportunities from your big first, because this is a much taller team compared to the ones in Albany. So you want to take advantage of that, especially on the boards.
And looking at that free throw stat, that is really telling. 12 to 3. That's really, really showing you how many times I've had a chance at it. So Albany being very wasteful with fouls. Is they're going to try and go for it? Shot clock running out. And again, Seattle get the stop. They're really playing some good basketball at the moment, Marcus.
Yeah, great defensive effort by DQ, blocking that shot. I mean, you can't really ask for anything else for the big polar bear.
Exactly. They're going to go for it again. Wilds gets the bucket, and it's out to 5 points at the moment. Seattle in firm control.
Yeah, they have now controlled this game fully. They have quieted down this crowd to almost silent. And Delmont almost stealing the ball at that point, and Cassius found a way to make something out of nothing as DQ gets called for the shooting foul.
Exactly. They need to get this one in Albany, and they do. Back to 2 points. 4 minutes to go. We've got a great finish here in Albany as Seattle try to extend that lead again.
Yeah, it's going to be important for Albany to find that defensive effort.
Exactly. They've got to really put that defense on. And the shot clock's coming down. Kirkpatrick going for it. Ran out of time and couldn't get it in. As Albany try to go for it. They're starting to play fast basketball again. We've seen this before, and it's tied up. And the fans are wild here.
Yep, we're now tied 99 apiece with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left into the game. And Cassius has really kind of exploded this crowd with these last couple of buckets.
Well, I mean, if they were the first thing you accidentally said, they'd be in the toilets by now. But anyway, there's still 3 minutes to go. They'll hit the showers after this finishes. But as Albany try to take back the lead, chance to take it back, but oh, jeez, I don't know what they're trying to go for here. They should have gone for the bucket there as shot clock starting to run out here. Williamson, can he get it? No.
They have to take advantage of those second chance opportunities. It's been really one of the main struggles as DQ goes over for the easy basket. No one can really stop him there.
Exactly. No one's able to stop him. I mean, he's going to be like, I think he's the tallest guy in the league. If not, it's like Jake Turner. So, I mean, he's hard to stop when he gets going. And it's still 1-1 apiece at the moment. 2 minutes 20 to go. Really one of those type of games where it's just back and forth now. And that's great.
Yeah, both sides are. It's right now going into who's going to be the defense that breaks first. Who's going to be able to finally. Who's not going to be able to get that one important stop needed in this crunching moment?
Exactly. It's going to be the team who busts the floodgates wide open who'll get the win here. And Seattle get another bucket. Albany on the back foot now. And, to tie it up again. They get it. 1 minute 50 to go, and it's tied up yet again.
Yep, and right now, both teams are really just going back to their bread and butter. What they're going to do when they drive into the paint. So one of these teams has to find a way to plug it up and make it very difficult for this team to make a mid-range shot.
Exactly. As Delmont forcing his way up the paint, gets the bucket. Seattle back up by 2 with a minute 30 to go. And Cassius coming in with the ball. So Marcus, this is a really exciting game at the moment.
Yeah, they right now Seattle's doing everything they can to get out there, and we get to see a quick block there from Leon. I believe that was a deflecting a pass actually.
Going for it, not going to make it there. Seattle chance to make it a 4-point margin here. DQ with the ball, hands to Wilds. Wilds trying to get up the court as we speak. Chance at a bucket here, and she gets it. It's out to 4 points with less than a minute to go here. Albany really on the back foot at the moment, as Seattle currently have control of this game as Albany take the timeout. Marcus, this has been a great effort by Seattle.
Yes, great game so far, especially in this final stretch here for Seattle. They've really used their length to their best efforts. Being able to use their size to get into the paint quite easily, not being able to have anyone stop them. Again, using their length to really take over this game.
Exactly. With 54 seconds left, Albany have to really get a couple of quick buckets here because this could end up a very easy Seattle win from this point. So, Marcus, this is going to be pretty much going to be a huge mission for him at the moment as the shot clock's coming down and they're going to miss that one. Will that be costly? I think so, as they're going to go for a foul just to keep the clock stopped.
Yeah, with just about 30 seconds left into this game, they have no choice but to go for these fouls to get them into the bonus and go for these free throws. And Zoe misses the first one.
Yeah, and she'll get the second one and extend it to 5 points. Albany in quite a bit of trouble. As Cassius gets the ball, and they're going to go for another timeout. That's their final one.
Yep, their
and
final
Marcus,
time.
if you're in the middle of the huddle while they're doing all this for the timeout, what would you be thinking at the moment, and what would you want to do in the next 29 seconds?
Well, I think the big thing is to score really quickly, whether it's a 3 or a 2. Being able to get that quick score and having to possibly make a foul and really hope that whoever gets this ball next for Seattle is one of the worst free throw shooters on the court right now.
Exactly, and that's not going to be the case as Dalamont is going to be the one doing the free throws and this to put it away. He gets the first one, and he'll get the second, and Marcus, I think it's all over Red Rover.
Yeah, that's pretty much the dagger right there. Not being able to get the shot that they needed before that possession, and of all the people you want, I don't think Leon's the player to really want to take the those free throw shots. So that'll pretty much end it here with Seattle winning 110-103.
Big effort from Seattle as the clock runs out, and Seattle will win by 7 points.
Yep, and getting into the stats here, with starting off with Albany, with Cassius with 23 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists, and a steal. Really been the main offensive juggernaut for the Alphas. Terry with 13 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal. Kivar with 17 points, 3 rebounds, and 5 assists, a steal as well. As Williamson has 9 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and a block. Very poor field goal percentage for the rookie. Kidane with 6 points and 10 rebounds. Ishijima with 7 points, 3 rebounds, and a block to his name. Perfect from the from field goals. Cloverfield with 2 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists, and Johansson with 10 points, 6 rebounds, and a steal. Really some good gameplay coming off the bench. Henderson with only 1 steal to his name, and Watterson has 8 points, 2 rebounds, 3 for 5, really doing pretty well at the backup center. Lemon with 4 points, 1 assist, and a steal, 2 for 3 in field goal shooting. And Liarki with 4 points and 2 assists and a steal. And that'll pretty much wrap up the stats here for Albany in the now we're going to head into the Leon with a 32-point game with 4 rebounds and 5 assists and a block to his name. Really excellent play as he is perfect for the free throw line. Kirkpatrick, 14 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 6 for 10. So really good offensive effort in his own right, efficiency-wise. McQuaid with 2 points and 11 rebounds and assists and a steal. Really good defensively. DQ, 14 points, almost a double-double with 9 rebounds, an assist, a steal, and 4 blocks. Zoe Wilds with 11 points, 6 assists, a steal. Kelly with 8 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal as well. Perfect for the free throw, too. Francesca with 8 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists, and 1 steal. Also perfect from shooting-wise. Molden with 2 points, 5 rebounds, only having to shot once in this entire game. while Lenoka 50% shooting with 8 points, a rebound, and an assist. And of course, we have Ackerman with 2 points and 3 rebounds. And Severt has 4 points and a rebound. And Slater only has 5 points and 1 assist. And those are going to be the stats for Seattle. And really, though, the big theme for this game in its entirety is how well both these teams have really shot within the paint.
Very much so. As looking at the stats here, I mean, pretty much you could pretty much say here that if Albany didn't have that hot streak in the third, that they probably would have lost by more here because they were very wasteful in fouls.
Yeah, it really comes down to how well can you really go against the size of the Summit. The Summit really played the strength to the length that they have within the paint, especially when they get into those driving positions. That's why Leon has done so well in this type of scenario.
Exactly. I mean that the height of that team has really played a huge part here. So yeah.
Yeah, and I want to have to say that this game was a very exciting one. Even though Albany was not able to win, there were some very good bright points here. Like being able to take advantage of the turnovers that Seattle has made, because Seattle had made quite a few mistakes, especially early on in the third quarter.
Exactly. It's just been that kind of game, I think. I mean, both teams kind of made quite a few mistakes, but I think it really in the end came down to the team that made the least amount of them, and that was Seattle.
Yeah, and honestly, I would have to say that between both teams is really which defense was going to break first, and unfortunately, it was Albany that gave up those very key shots, and especially around the end when you know that you have to continue to score unless you wanted to get away from you. Unfortunately, Albany was not able to try and take over.
Exactly.
Well,
Anyway, it was. Go ahead.
yeah, I was going to. No, it's okay. You can go ahead.
Yeah, well, anyway, it's been a great game here. It was my first game commentating. I'm very happy with how I did it, and I wouldn't have done it with anyone but you, Marcus. And trust me, it's been a great pleasure doing this.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been really, really exciting. A really interesting game so far. What a game to really commentate first and foremost. It was very exciting. Both teams did very, very well. And now we're gonna go ahead and head over into Winnipeg as the San Jose Thrust will be going up against the Winnipeg Voyagers. But this time we're going to be having Matt Lewis and Donovan Ritter going to be commentating for that game. So neither of us will be available for that game, but it will still be exciting nonetheless.
Exactly. We might not be there, but I trust me. The team they're gonna have over there is gonna be great. You're gonna like them, and I'm telling you, it's good to be commentating this game, and it's good to see them getting a shot too. So, from Albany, I'm Wes Carey.
And I've been Marcus Baylor.
And you've been watching Sports Day.